How to stay motivated as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, you're going to go through so many different trials and tribulations. You're going to feel like quitting a million times. I know because I've been there before. Let me tell you something. When you see me on social media, when you see me talking about time freedom, when you see me talking about mindset, when you see me talking about lifestyle, when you see me talking about making money, I want you to know that it was not always that way. There was many times where I didn't know what I was going to eat. Didn't even know what I was going to eat. Not only that, I doubted myself millions of times. Felt like giving up, felt like throwing in the towel, felt like nobody understood what I was trying to create. Felt like maybe I should just go get a job. Literally didn't know where my next dollar was going to come from. But something told me to stick with it. And I would see so many people would start off as an entrepreneur. And then when times got hard, they went back and got a job. And I knew that I couldn't do that. And the reason why I knew that I couldn't do that, first of all, I wouldn't have really respected myself. And I'm just talking about myself. I wouldn't have respected myself as an entrepreneur if I would have kept going back getting jobs. And the reason why is because to me, getting a job symbolized that I really didn't believe in my vision. Like it was kind of a safety net. And I'm not saying that has to be the case for you. I'm just saying for me, that's how I internalized it. Like if I went and got this job, that was me giving up. Because one thing about it, when you go get a job, it's hard to get out of that job if you get comfortable to that with that paycheck. And so I was just like, I know I just can't go back and get that job. Can't go back and do it. And in the beginning, especially when I was a rapper, look, I even said, you know what, I'm gonna make sure I don't go get a job. I went and pierced my lips back in the day. I had 2 snake bites right there. And that was my way of saying there's no turning back. Because I knew a job back then wouldn't hire me with my lips pierced like that. I mean, maybe I could have got a job at Hot Topic, and I did have one at Journey's shoe store at one point. But the fact of the matter is, I wanted to do something that insinuated that I would not turn back because I knew how hard it was for me to quit the first time when I quit the job. And I knew that if I went back and got used to getting that weekly paycheck, it was going to be harder for me to quit. And here we are, many of the people that I know that have been talking about entrepreneurship forever, they're still working for other people. It's still hard for them to quit the job because they've gotten used to that paycheck. They've gotten bills, they've gotten children, they've gotten car notes and things of that nature, and they rely on that paycheck to fund their lifestyle. And because they rely on that paycheck to fund their lifestyle, they have very little time to go after their real dream. And these people are going to die with regret. And I knew that even way back then. I knew that these people would die with regret. So I said, you know what? I'm going to suffer now and reap my rewards later. And I think a lot of people go out and get the job because they want to have those rewards now. I would rather, back then, I was like, I'll just starve and figure it out and sleep on couches and do what I got to do because I know if I go clock in again, I probably won't clock out again. And so I left Journey Shoe Store in 2009. I think it was 2009. And from Journey Shoe Store, I never worked again. Now, I went and did property management for one of my friends at the time, but I didn't really consider that as a job because I got to control my own time. I didn't have a guaranteed paycheck. It was all commission based. And I essentially came and went as much as I wanted to or could. But then it started to feel like a job too. But I say my last real job was Journey's Shoe Store back in 2009. And I was the assistant manager at that job. And I knew that I had to quit because it was decent money. Now, that was back when I was a single man, didn't have any kids yet. And I knew that if I was going to take risk in life, that was the time to take risk. And everybody I was around at the time said, "Man, you're crazy. You're the assistant manager at Journeys. You should be happy. You're in a good position." And I was just like, "Man, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. What are you talking about?" I knew I was destined for more. I knew that I had something inside of me that I had to express, but unfortunately, I didn't have any money. And so I had to do what I had to do. And so I'm here to let you know that I know how it feels. First of all, I know how it feels to struggle. I know how it feels to doubt yourself. I know how it feels to want to give up. I know how it feels to want to go get a job. To me, a job is the last resort. And I'm not downing anybody that has one. I'm just saying it's not my flavor of Kool-Aid. I always felt like I was cheating myself if I went out and got a job. But at some point on this entrepreneurial journey, I'm talking about this because at some point on this entrepreneurial journey, you're going to have to quit your job if you're ever going to go 100% in on your vision. To me, if you still have the job, you can't go 100% on your vision. You can do it on the side. And I know that's the safe route for a lot of people. I know everybody's circumstances are different. But I want to let you know that at some point, you're going to have to cut ties with the job. You're going to have to cut ties with the illusion of a safe, predictable paycheck. If you're really going to be an entrepreneur. I'm old school with it because I feel like if you're really going to be an entrepreneur, you got to, what we used to call, get it out of the mud. Means you got to take nothing and turn it into something. When I started out, I didn't know anything about going to a bank, getting a loan. I didn't know anything about any of that. And the reason why I didn't know anything about any of that is because it wasn't taught to me. So I'm here to let you know that if you want something different than you have right now, you got to be willing to do something different, and you cannot give up on yourself, no matter who doubts you. I had plenty of people that doubted me when I was quitting these jobs. And I understood why they were doubting me. I understand because I was broke at the time. And they're like, "Man, you're already broke. Why are you going to quit the job?" I understand it's logical. I don't think they were hating on me. I just think they were being logical. But I'm here to let you know at some point you're going to have to quit and you got to go all in. So here's what you're up against if you decide to do so. You're going to come across people that don't fully understand what you're doing. That does not mean that you should stop what you're doing. It just means that your vision is your vision. And the reason why you can see it and they can't is because it's your vision. It's your vision, not mine, not theirs. It's yours. So when you tell somebody your vision and they don't give you the feedback that you are looking for, and you allow that to make you quit by saying, "Oh, they didn't believe in my dreams," you didn't really believe in your dreams, because God himself could come down from heaven right now and tell me he didn't believe in my dreams and I would still do it. That's how much I believe in what I do every single day. That's how much I believe in it. And I know a lot of people don't believe like that. A lot of people will allow people to talk them out of their dreams, and you have to be wise enough not to allow people to talk you out of your dreams. Now, it's all based on how you want to live. Maybe you're really not meant to be an entrepreneur. Maybe you are meant to clock in and clock out, and some people are. But you have to know yourself. I know myself. I'm not built for that life. I'm not built for somebody telling me, hey, you mind showing up tomorrow at 9 o'clock? No, I don't. I'm not showing up. You mind going to lunch tomorrow at 12 o'clock from 12 to 12:30? How about no? Hey, you mind working a double tomorrow? How about That's not me. I was never built for that. I was never built for that type of system. It's why I dropped out of school. I was destined to be my own person. I didn't want to get programmed by the system. And I think that you got to know who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, you'll live based on who you think you're supposed to be. So in this entrepreneurial journey, you got to understand it's not going to work overnight all the time. But you have to have persistence, and you have to beat the image in your mind day in and day out. You basically have to tune out everything in order to be what you are destined to be. You have to beat that image in your mind every single day. You have to become sold on that idea. You have to see that image that you want to live in your DNA when you meditate. You have to visualize it, and you have to act on it every single day. And every time somebody tells you no, you have to act like you don't even hear it. I don't even hear that no. Did you just tell me no? Because I didn't hear that no. All I heard was next. You got to believe that you can pull money out of the ethers. And you have to command your mind to stay focused. Look around you. Look around you and point to somebody in your family that you want to model. If you're fortunate to have someone in your family that's doing well, congratulations. But when I looked around in my family, I didn't see not one person that I wanted to model. Not one. So everything that I have now is something that I had to use my imagination to get, because I didn't have access to somebody that could show me something different until I came across a man by the name of Bobby D. When I met Bobby D, I saw something different. I said, wow, self-made, wow, it's possible. But you have to believe in yourself no matter what. That was one thing about me. I was sold on myself. I'm sold on myself every single day. And I'm willing, I've always been like this. I've been willing to walk away from any person, place, or thing that does not believe in me 100%. Anything that's standing in my way of me accomplishing my dreams, I've been willing to walk away from it. And most people aren't willing to do that. Friends, jobs, girlfriends, family, it didn't even matter. If you're in my way, if I feel like you're trying to distract me, I'm gonna go this way. So you have to have that mindset when it comes to being an entrepreneur if you want to be a successful one, if you want to be one that's calling your own shots. Resilience. That's what it takes to go to the next level. You got to have resilience. If you don't have resilience, you don't have nothing. You have to be damn near ignorant to believe that although you failed a million times, you're going to make it this time. Although you didn't get any sales today, you're going to get one tomorrow. Although you haven't made money for the last 2 weeks, you're going to make some money this week. That's the mindset you have to have every day in the beginning. It's about how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to stay out here in the free world versus how bad do you just want to stay the paycheck? Because most of the stuff that people buy when they trade their time for money is not worth anything anyway. People always laughed at me when I said I'm a cash man. For me, it's always been if I didn't have the cash to buy it, then I really don't need it. To me, even with a home, if I don't buy the home with cash, is not really my home. If I don't buy the land with cash, it's not really my land. I always been a cash person because it was about having it with me, not the illusion of having it. I didn't want to be a slave to anybody. I didn't want anybody putting that pressure on me, talking about I need to pay them back. I didn't want any of that. So I learned how to sell. I learned how to sell for hard earned cash. So when you see me out in nature, when you see me hiking, when you see me doing my thing, don't forget about the sleepless and hungry nights that you wasn't there with me to experience. So don't compare my right now to your right now. And don't compare your right now to anybody else's right now if you can't handle using that comparison for motivation. Because when I look around, I see people and I love to look at people and say, man, that's motivation right there. I've been thinking small. You don't believe in your dream bad enough in order for you to say, you know what, this person don't believe in me. I'm going to walk away from them. If a person even bothers me too much, I walk away from them. If you bother me every single day and all you want to do is take from me, you're not going to see me anymore. I got messages going off right now. Who's trying to take from me today? Who is it? See, I block out all that noise. That's another thing you got to do as an entrepreneur. You got to block out the noise. 9 times out of 10, when my phone rings, somebody wants something from me. They want to. Nobody ever calls and say, you know what, I got something for you, man. It's people that want something from me most of the time. And so you know what I do? I put my phone on do not disturb all day and I stay focused. So you got to learn how to stay focused. You got to learn how to block out all the noise. There's a lot of noise out there. And if you're not careful, you'll be distracted by that noise. So I just want you to know what you're up against on this entrepreneurial journey. If you can do all that and keep going, all right, day after day after day, year after year after year, you'll get here. You'll get to the place you want to be, but not before you make that commitment that you'll never give up no matter what. It's Robbie Cornelius. Learn to master your buying and make money online, and webassetgroup.com is the only platform that you can get me at. Talk to you soon.